No Moss Minneapolis fantasy gifts.
Well, yeah, it hasn't been there for like 9 months. But
Yeah.
But we're like, oh, that's right. We got to get those last few things out.
Yeah. So are you guys going to stay firm? Is Fantasy Gifts going to stay firm at the number of locations that you have now?
You never know what's going through there. I mean, there's a lot more competition than there was when we started 40 years ago.
Yep.
And, there's the web and different things. And so, it's not as easy to be a brick and mortar store as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you certainly don't need the size that you used to be. Nobody, hell, Target and is shutting down stores.
They're shutting down the one in Hastings,
yeah,
where I live.
And so you just don't need, they're looking at this stuff. And so I'm not, I didn't feel too bad that I'd made this decision and then Macy's pulls out downtown and stuff like that. There are just areas where there's not retail anymore.
Yeah.
And that's, and it works out okay. And there's no way I'm ever going to have anyone I could be wrong. But, I would consider a Skyway location if I could find the right one, small enough, and something downtown Minneapolis. I think that would be spectacular.
Well, that's where you started.
But I can't. It's up in the second level, sort of where one of the Target buildings is now. So it would be, like I said, it would have to be right, and stuff like that. But everything's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it sure is. Oh my goodness, we just had a surprise guest, Mr. Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Come say hi and say, Happy December to everybody.
Happy December, everybody.
And you're leaving us.
You did find out.
I did.
Yeah, Erica's doing really bad with his MS, so now we have to give up our house, sell our house, and move to Florida. But that's where all the best nude stories come from, right?
Can you please... I'm expecting you to create some nude stories.
I will guarantee I'll create a
Will you guys help me out? Okay.
Yeah, and I'll send you everything that I see down there personally.
But
okay.
The thing is I can see drunk nude stories, but not insane nude stories.
I don't like insane nude stories.
No.
But drunk fun, anything crazy I see, I'll be definitely sending you a link.
Okay.
I'll be the first hand, eye in the sky there kind of guy.
I appreciate that. We're going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you guys so much. This has been an amazing journey for me and Eric. He's been with the company for 20 years. I've been here for 10, and it has been so great. The Bertino family, I'm going to, even if I'm not here, I'm still going to feel like I'm part of their family because they make you feel so comfortable, so, at home.
Yeah, as I'm curled up on the sofa that used to be in my parents' den.
Right. It's like most of it.
I like comfortable.
It's very comfortable in here, and they're very sweet people, and they're great people to work for. So we definitely enjoyed it. And if things were different, we'd definitely be, up here and staying here, but we got to cut things short here.
Too cold.
It's way too cold. Now he's stuck in the house until probably March or April, so it's just too bad.
The weather stuff and the cold stuff is just tough. And there are some folks I know that they were saying that have MS that have cold and hot neuropathy, which means there's like this tiny little window of temperature where they're, where the pain levels aren't through the roof.
Right. Can you imagine just being uncomfortable in your own skin? I couldn't even imagine.
No.
I can't even imagine what Eric's going through, but I just see him daily, and it just breaks my heart. And that's why I'm like, I gotta get rid of everything. So we're selling everything. We're starting off afresh, and this can be a new adventure as of January.
And we'll be in sunny Florida.
Sunny Florida. Yay.
Well, come do the show with us before you go.
I will. I will definitely get on, and I miss you guys so much.
Miss you too.
But I'm not going to cry again because I've been doing that for the last 3 weeks.
Okay, sweetie, come back.
I will.
We love you.
Hi, Freddie.
Hi, Miss Girlfriend.
Yep, this is a family operation. There's absolutely no question. Well, and we'll let Michael walk out the door as he hears this. Do you know what cuffing season is? Cuffing season.
I have to admit,
He's out. On that note.
No, I have to admit, a lot of we were sitting around and I was trying to figure out new stuff on my computer because my whole computer died last week. So I'm doing that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to look up a couple things. Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not what I think it is.
It's not BDSM.
No.
It actually refers...
And then I'm like, you know what? It's just more new vocabulary. Everyone has to come up with new words for things.
I think so.
I didn't know that it had a... I recognized the explanation, but I didn't know it had a name.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, it's really just the tendency of humans to buckle down and be more involved in relationships during the colder times of years when it's more fun to have sex and you're not sweating to death. Mm-hmm. So that's really basically all it is. And We Vibe was behind this.
Yeah, and I found UrbanDictionary.com had a description for it and a couple.
Did they?
An explanation and I just definition. Oh my God! Come on, Colleen, come up with words. Had the definition. I'm like, whoop, and I've seen stuff out there, but I just didn't know it had it. This was the term for it. We keep coming up. You just, I guess, old-fashioned terms.
We are sort of creatures of habit. Isn't quite what I mean, but we are sort of instinctual. We are animals. We're mammals.
Yep.
So it doesn't really kind of surprise me. I just thought that was so funny because cuffing, and everybody's going to think so. But I think you should tell everybody, hey, it's cuffing season. We need to do some cuffing and just see how that flies. See what happens. So last week we talked about the very misleading headline of the guy who allegedly went blind from a spectacular orgasm when in fact really he just broke a blood vessel and temporarily lost his sight. And then we also talked about some penis breakages, but I've got some like kind of serious ones today.
Oh, no.
That I've never heard. Okay, so this one guy, this one's really sad. He died of a stroke after he got a hickey, and it caused a blood clot to go up into his brain.
Someone was sucking on his carotid artery or something?
Pretty much, yeah, on his neck.
It bruised the artery so bad. This is what I'm guessing.
He may have had a clot somewhere, and this could have just helped it along.
This could have loosened it up.
But he was only 17. Julio Mesias Gonzalez from Mexico City. Isn't that sad?
There's no way they would have. There had to be some sort of defect or something going through there because you're not going to be looking for a stroke or a clot when you were 17 years old.
Right.
I mean, oh my God.
He probably would have died soon anyway, but still. Can you imagine how that poor girl feels?
Oh my God. And then trying to and then you have to sort of explain how your son died for the rest.
Yeah.
The whole story through there, but oh my.
I'd skip the first part and just say he died of a stroke.
Yeah, there's...
Okay, this one's frightening. A woman in her 20s from southern China had sudden deafness. She said she'd had a really wicked, passionate kiss with her boyfriend the day before, and apparently they had pressure, and it yanked her eardrum, and they expect her to regain her hearing after 2 months of healing. Have you heard of this before?
I'm fascinated over the fact that, you can sort of see what's happening, because when you're all clogged up and you've got pressure and all that sort of stuff, but I'm trying to figure out what sort of Hoover maneuver was going on to do that. And it's funny, I'm just like, that's quite the, it's quite the violent kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, she could have had...
I think maybe they need to... they don't have Google there. They have their own version, of course. But they need to go on and find out about less violent kissing.
I think so, too.
There's got to be a how-to there. They got over 1 billion people. Someone, somewhere out there has tutorials on kissing that does not involve busting eardrums.
Right.
Oh, my.
I've only seen this in dogs. You know how when dogs screw and get stuck together? This actually happened.
Huh?
Have you ever seen dogs having sex?
Yeah, I guess so.
Breeding?
In a park or something
when
like that.
they end up with their back-to-back, but they're stuck together. You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh my God, that is something you have not seen. Okay, anybody is...
Okay, but the thing is that we've only had dogs a few times. We've never,
Okay, when dogs breed, and for it to take... So you know how they start out, doggy style, right? Okay, they end up turning around, and literally they're stuck together, and the penis is still inside the female, but they're like... It takes a while before it separates, and that's pretty much how you know it's going to take. I can't believe I actually had to tell you this. That I'm laughing because I never tell you anything.
I've never. I mean, we've only had much more of a cat family. Never had.
I think it would be same for cats. You've never seen them okay.
The cats and animals we've had have always been fixed.
Which is good, and thank you. Mine too. But I did know about this anyways. Anybody that's ever...
Gerbils have had a lot of babies, but I could tell what the two little fur balls were doing.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's like birds. Where are the parts? They're not in there. You can't see them. So anyway, well, this Italian couple got stuck together. They were in the ocean having sex, and the suction somehow they couldn't get. I'm sorry, I'm just picturing this whole thing. They call the doctor to the scene, and it's called penis captivus. And this is the medical term for the penis literally being held captive by the vagina. This happens when the muscles of a woman's pelvic floor, which contract during an orgasm, don't relax. And then the member becomes more engorged, and before you know it, he can't pull out. It does not tell me how this ended up.
Oh, it's going to be a massive amount of muscle relaxants.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly what it's going to be, and it's going to take a time for them both to kick in, probably for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's got to be a little embarrassing to be doing it in the ocean. And also, I mean, that's sort of salty.
Plus, there's just all kinds of microbes out there. I just really no.
I know that it's a big thing for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
It's like that, but the sex. Like I said, start off in the water, move to some place where you've got better traction, and lubrication isn't being but that's one hell of an orgasm.
Mm.
But certainly the timing. I mean, I'm sure that it was just everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Oh yeah.
You don't hear about this. This isn't something that you hear about. Perhaps where you can't get rid of your erection. You hear about vaginas that have the whole parts in women and stuff like that. If you don't use it a lot, can in fact shrink, and you need to do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows if all this stuff is related? But if it all goes down, can you imagine the unlucky checklist both of these people went through for that to happen?
No. No.
I certainly hope that they recovered well, and it's got to be.
Yeah.
It has to be a little frightening to go do it again later on.
I know. I'd be scared too. I mean, that's yeah. So I think we've all been involved in a bra fumble in our life.
Bra fumble?
Like the guy trying to get your bra off.
Oh, okay.
Right. This one ended up in the British Journal of Plastic Surgery. The dude got his finger so screwed up, he had ligament damage, and he had to have a surgery on a broken left middle finger. He got so dorked up from the bra. Colleen's trying to figure it out, and the gears are turning in her head.
I mean, I've almost dislocated my, I've had neck and shoulder pain. Reaching around to put the damn bra on is, uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've had my, when I've been really tired, I've been doing a lot of stuff, I've had my fingers cramp, and then you just sort of flip it around and put it on, and then twist it back around. But, wow.
Okay,
that was one, I wonder if it was one of those bras that had, like, the 4 hooks, and maybe one of them was slightly bent.
It could have been.
Yeah, because they can get smushed up in the dryer and stuff like that.
You can tell that the surgeon, Dr. Andrew Fleming, is British, because listen to the notations. He got his injury following a convivial and alcoholic evening with an attractive female companion. While attempting to undo her bra, he caught his left middle finger between the double straps that extended to the left breast. Can't you just tell he's a Brit?
I know what the problem was. It was a front hook, and he was trying to do
those are mean. Those can actually break nails.
I tried a few of those years ago when the boobs were smaller, and it just... no, I never really liked them. I just felt that it wasn't nearly as supporting as a back hook bra.
Yeah, mm-hmm. It depends on what you got going on. But yeah, I agree. Okay, did you ever do the elf on a shelf for your daughter?
Oh God, no! Who the hell would want to do that? It's creepier than shit.
Okay.
And also, I didn't even know it existed. And at one point, my daughter even said, "Oh God, I'm glad you didn't do that." She said, that would just be too freaky.
Too freaky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got some pictures. We're going to put these up on the Great Northern Sexcast Facebook page of X-rated parents doing X-rated things with the elf on a shelf and Barbies. Mm-hmm. They're pretty funny.
Honestly, I know. I've seen people post, "Oh my God, I forgot to move the elf." Okay, there's 1,000 effing things to do over the holidays. Mm-hmm. To bring another thing in I mean, and then you're doing it to like, if the elf is watching you, well, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Or you better be good. I'm like, but I mean, everybody's got sort of a different way of looking at it, and some people think it's sweet and it helps with the Christmas spirit and stuff like that. But no, count me into someone who would probably be doing something obscene with a goddamn elf.
Right.
Because it would just, weird ass shit would just happen, and that's all there is to it.
I mean, I can see Carl and I sitting there at night, like last night, for example, having a glass of wine and like...
Oh, bad things would happen to the elf, and that's all there is to it. No, honestly, that's exactly where my brain would go to. There would be, the elf would with his head up its ass. Things would happen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it could be the fact. I mean, and I'm a person who really loves Christmas. I'm not religious, but I love decorating for Christmas. I would put up 5 trees in my house. Now, with my insane cats, there are no trees.
Are they ever going to get to the point where you can have your trees again?
I have no idea. They're certainly not there now. I took out a few pieces to put on my mantle, and I had them sitting on the sill. And then I had the wreath that I hang on the inside, the door in between the main door and that storm door. Had stuff sitting on the table. I'm talking it took less than 30 seconds for these cats to start chewing on this stuff. So no, there will be no.
That has to be a little bit of a bummer.
So I have that. I have some trees on my porch, which the wind keeps knocking over now.
Oh yeah,
because it's been pretty windy here lately. But I'm like, it's fine because I enjoy the decorating, and I've got the 5 trees. I've got the ornaments that go in each one. I've got it. Some of these are those heavy sort of mercury glass ornaments, all this sort of stuff. No, I'm not having the suckers, completely crushed, or having the ones that are like. One is a snowman and Santa tree. So there's stuffed snowmans and Santas on it. Cute. So they would shred the shit out of those. Yeah. And then there's the pink tree that has a whole bunch of different heavy glass ornaments, and then the soft ornaments are things that I've gotten on trips. Oh. So some of those are breakable, some of them are soft, but they would shred the hell out of that. Then there's the purple tree that's just sort of just the stuff that I found that goes well with a purple tree. And then we've got 2 blue trees, and there's different things and they would just trash the shit out of them. Yeah. And I'm like, no. Yeah. No. Yeah. Not happening.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So they've got a really cool thing going on over in Europe. Football, which we call soccer here, and then rugby players. They've all banded together. Have you heard about the rainbow laces?
I looked at that and I went, well, I don't think it's underwear. So.
No, it's a campaign to battle homophobia in sport. There was a poll or a survey that was taken in Europe and it was young people that were saying, yeah, I'd be embarrassed if my favorite rugby or football star came out. And so they are saying, hey, we need to do something about this. It's pretty neat. We'll put the whole...
In other words, fighting a little bit of toxic masculinity here?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
But
so
I'm sorry. There was something about rugby players that seemed to be more willing, to help. Several years ago, we've had this on this. I think we've listed on the site twice, and you can Google it. They had an Australian rugby team who with towels around their waist, did their own testicular cancer thing. Yeah, and the rugby players are doing. There's something, and I noticed that, and then, honestly, I mean, to total objectification here, God, they're hot.
Oh, I know.
What is it about a rugby player? You know what? That and UPS drivers. You know what I think it is that if you're going to be a UPS driver, you're competing with the public a lot. But they've always been the nicest people.
Oh yeah, they're very nice.
Yeah, I don't. And the other people just no.
So Colleen's got a Jones for UPS.
No, I've always noticed that.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, speaking of battling homophobia or any kind of phobia. Something really interesting happened. The company that I work for last Friday evening, we got this announcement from our, we call her the recruiter, but she's our director of talent acquisition. Mm-hmm. And it was this announcement. Mm-hmm. And she said, please, hello everybody, please read the following announcement from our colleague. And she had his name. And there was a letter to the company from a guy who's been there. He's one of the original first employees there, explaining that he's transgender and that he is uncomfortable living as man. And he told his story and said, so from now on, I'm going to be known as Sarah. And he explained that I chose that name, and then I found out later that it was what my mom would have named me if I had been a girl. And that,
if he had been outwardly a girl.
Well,
always a girl.
Born as a female.
Yeah, born as
and anyway, so he tells his story and said that he's gonna be making changes and that he is open to any questions or if anybody wants to talk, whatever. And then then our recruiter kind of closed it out saying let's all come together and support. And so I was thinking about it on the weekend, and then of course all these comments of support were coming in from the leadership, which was really nice, celebrating the the diversity and just the people and everything else. And I was thinking about that, going, wow, I've never seen that before, and I wonder if this is going to start happening. And then when I really started thinking about it, I thought, he probably needed to say something because people are going to see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a whole new world.
So we're did she choose to use she or they?
Oh, she.
Okay, because I know I've got some. I know folks that sort of a combination of both and going through there, and it's a little difficult. But after honestly a few weeks, you pick up on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, so that was kind of interesting, and I'm guessing that stuff's going to happen because I suppose that from a company standpoint too, if the person is willing, because maybe somebody doesn't want to make a public announcement, but they can step out and say, let's support. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, they probably need to in some cases.
Yeah, it's important that folks who say this is happening and just put out a statement and this is the proper name now and this is the proper pronouns, but to go that extra step.
It was kind of nice to hear the story.
Yeah, you're going through there, so that's just it's pleasant because people have questions, and it's not my job to explain what it's like to be female to the rest of the world, and it's not someone whose job to explain what it is to be whatever they are. Mm-hmm. But if someone is comfortable in that role, then that's fine. But it's a lot of times you just have to sort of fumble around and figure things out or do research on your own or do something like that. But it is really lovely when the human being who is is available to ask questions. And that could change because they could go, I am so tired of being because they're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But that has to do with the individual person's personality.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got questions about things I don't understand, but I'm not asking because it's not.
Yeah.
What I find it's when I don't understand something is to look for blogs. Mm-hmm. Well, because there's always someone out there that's a lot more comfortable explaining something, and I get different points of view that way. Mm-hmm. And I mean, because you're going to have, you're not going to have not a lot of scientific studies on how to explain something. Yeah. But I mean, folks that are in chronic pain, there's things you say and you don't say, or different genders, different ethnic backgrounds. You might have look for blogs. I mean, I have found a lot of stuff was going through there, and it's helped me to hopefully not. Okay, I mean, I'm ignorant as hell about a crap ton of stuff in this world because there's so much stuff to know.
Oh yeah.
But at least I at least have enough knowledge to go searching for things.
Oh yeah.
And when I admit when I don't know something.
Do you remember when a couple years ago on the show we did one from the gay 90s and we talked to the trans people?
Oh.
And that was fascinating.
I'm just like the amount of beauty inside all of these women was amazing, and it came out because they were everyone was over there, and it was and I learned things, and it made me have questions, but I'm like, oh, and so what I did a little Googling. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Well, what was interesting is I was telling this story to someone in my personal life, and I got barraged with all these questions and found myself in a 30-minute conversation explaining, transgender doesn't mean surgery, and many transgender people choose to, and I went through, and how did I know that? from those lovely people that were willing to spend some time with us. So you can look for that episode. It's in the Great Northern Sex Cast.
It's one of the early ones, so it's
Yeah.
it's in the classic section. I didn't, I decided to make break that into 2 parts on the website. Yeah.
Just a quick plug for something. There's a really interesting article, and we'll post it for you all. But delay spray. A lot of people are giving rave reviews to the different types of delay spray to help guys last longer. You guys saw that, right?
Yeah, I don't know the names of the ones that we have right now, but it is useful, but it is handy to use with a condom, because if you don't wait fast enough, you can spread it on, because most of it's a desensitizer. You don't want to desensitize your partner.
Oh, okay.
Very important.
Okay, thank you for that. Have better sex by adding this one thing to your diet. Do you care to venture a guess? I was surprised.
I'm going to go with pomegranate. I don't know. There's stacks of pomegranates in the store right now. It's the first thing that popped into my brain.
That's actually a really good guess. It is a superfood. And I thought it was going to be something like that or kale or whatever. It's actually steak because of the zinc. And yeah.
I like me some steak.
Me too.
I had steak last night
Just
for
saying.
dinner.
And especially if you're trying to get pregnant, helps the sperm. Okay, super.
Okay, so now I'm just imagining little tiny sperms lifting some weights. Oh, my little cartoon sperm in my brain right now.
A survey of 2,432 women aged 18 to 35 said women would rather do this than have sex with their partners.
Play on Facebook.
Play with their vibrators.
Well, considering the fact that they have apps right now, it can go through, there's a lot of stuff that goes along with sex with a partner. If you're just looking for a quick orgasm, a little getting all the hormones pulsing, getting some of the other stuff going through there.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we will see the you'll see a picture of these on the Facebook page. Vagina slippers.
Okay, this one I had to Google. Okay,
Did you look?
Pages and pages and pages.
Oh yeah,
it's on Pinterest. It's on Etsy.
Yeah,
there are vagina slippers. There are vagina and penis slippers. There are boob slippers. It was hilarious.
They're funny,
and most of these are like crocheted, which just so you get the combination of like granny concept slippers, like crochet slippers,
but they're vaginas.
But they're like vagina. Oh my god! And the stuff and the stuff went back for years.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's the new model, and I'm just like, why would I want? Because we've actually had folks send us novelty slippers and stuff like that, but they end up being like, no, I cannot see your average fantasy gift customer dropping $30 to $40 on a pair of novelty slippers. There's been boobs and different things on it, and because it just you just don't.
Yeah.
But let's say that you need if you're someone who's good at crocheting, I would you could Google this and come up with plenty of different patterns. It was hilarious.
They are funny.
And I'm just like, and I sit there and like I said, I've had things that folks have asked me to sell, but most of them were microfiber or this or that, not handmade, crocheted items. Like I said, plenty on Etsy for you to peruse if this is something that you want to get. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if you could get it this fast for Christmas unless folks have stock sitting sitting around. Yeah. But oh my god, they were adorable.
They're funny,
and it's just funny because I'm just like, oh my god. And actually, and just like women, all of them were different.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true.
It wasn't like this is the vagina slipper pattern.
Have you seen, my dear? It's oh my god, I think it's one of the car insurance commercials, but you know how they do the ones where it looks like the commercial's about something else, but at the end it's really car insurance, those, but where the two meet in the crochet shop. Have you seen that one?
I watch so little television anymore.
Oh god, that just made me, okay, our audience will know what I'm talking about. That's funny stuff. Okay, so this is just weird, and you and I have asked Dr. Murphy.
Like vagina slippers are not weird?
You can't make me laugh that hard. I'm still coughing.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, so speaking of that, studies and academia Dr. Markey's going to be here. Not next week, but the week after.
Okay, great.
Okay? So I did set that up with her. And she tells us why they do these studies. This was a little strange. This one was done by Oxford in England. And basically it says guys need to go out twice a week to the pub and hang with their friends. It's for better psychological health. Now, again, they were very clear this is not in support of binge drinking, but what they're saying is that it's been proven that guys that go out and socialize with a minimum, in groups of minimum of 4, have decreased anxiety levels, and that they make a case, and you can read the whole article, about healthy male relationships and consistent contact.
Yeah, I found, I posted, I'm pretty sure either on the Fantasy Gifts page or the Great Northern Sex Cast page, I'm not sure, on Facebook, a link to a men's group about men being more open, more stuff like that. And this is a start that, that not only have the rigid sex roles we have kept women from, being their full selves, they've also kept men from being their full selves.
Yep.
And how many of them feel lonely and different things going on, up to the point where they don't feel like they have strong relationships with other men.
Yeah.
And some of this stuff might be superficial, but at least it's something, and it's a start, because you got to start there. Because I don't know if you're in the pub. I mean, I'll talk to my girlfriends about stuff that's really emotional, but I know a lot of guys, just as long as they're in a group, they're not, they might not be sharing everything, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to start with that group of friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yet another article about, are you a boob man or are you a butt man? And apparently the reasoning behind being a butt man, that's the fertility one. And I was shocked. It's not boobs. It's the butts. But that can vary depending on what country. Argentina, they like the bums. Americans like the boobs. So you can check that out. Isn't that weird?
No, just going through there. Everybody has their different things. My dad always joked it was a good thing he was a leg man because my mom didn't have any boobs. Just going through there. Yep.
Aw. Okay, this is a sweet story. And it's not necessarily sexual, but it is about a wedding night that went terribly wrong when the bride was on the dance floor and all of a sudden had an allergic reaction. She had to get stabbed through her wedding dress with an EpiPen. Her mother and her new husband took her wedding dress off outside of the reception hall so that they didn't cut it off of her in the ambulance. And the groom was saying, yeah, this isn't quite how I saw this going.
No.
But the cool thing, and just so you know, because the first thing I was like, God, what did this? Apparently, she later found out she has an allergy to milk and almonds, but it doesn't manifest unless exercise, the dancing, kind of put it into her system. Anyway, the caterer and the event center felt so bad for her that they are giving her a second shot at another reception. There was
without dairy or almonds, and we'll all be good.
Right, and 150 of the original 200 guests can make it. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's really sweet, because I have had, I'm allergic to Lake Superior.
Oh.
Well, technically, I'm allergic to Lake Superior. I'm allergic to all the mining that happens up north.
Oh.
The stuff, the chemicals and the crap, the sulfates leach into the rivers, which leach into the
lake.
The lake. And we stayed at a cabin one time, and the cabin, you had to bring your own water. The water from the showers and the stuff like that was just directly from the lake. It was filtered, but you showered with that. So I was showering with water that I am allergic to. My entire body, I was breaking up massive hives. Faces blowing up, hands blowing up, whole body looks like I've been sprayed like hot oil. We're about an hour from Two Harbors. I can't even drive, so I'm downing Benadryl like it's we can't figure out what it is. So first we're thinking, well, it's a VBRO, so maybe it's the sheets. So we go in. We go buy different sheets, like at the Pomida or whatever it was up there. I think it's something different now. That doesn't do. I keep blowing up. Finally, have to go to the ER and get all that stuff, all the steroids and stuff there.
Oh my God!
And it still took a couple of days for it to run down. I couldn't make a fist. I'm puffing up like crazy.
Oh my God! And that was like your vacation.
Yeah, and it was about a year and a half later. I'm reading about the high sulfate levels in from the mining, and I'm like, I joked about being allergic to Lake Superior. I am, in fact, allergic to Lake Superior.
Oh my God.
because of the mining runoff.
I had no idea. Okay, I had no idea. I mean, I have to have an EpiPen because I'm allergic to, now bees and any stinging sort of things, which shocked me because I had been stung before, and they told me
It builds up, right?
well, they just said you aren't allergic until you are.
Or, you are allergic to
I mean, and I'm like, well, that sounds scientific. But then, no, that's literally what the doctor told me. And I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, I mean, that's not fun. But mine didn't last like that. I can't imagine.
It was several days. It was really frustrating. So, yeah, I will not be staying in any cabins that say that they're pumping the water directly from the lake, which is fine for like washing clothes and showering and stuff like that because it's filtered, but not for me.
Not for you. That could even probably get you if you washed your clothes in it, couldn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would think so.
So yeah, that will not be happening.
But I just love this this story because and it's out of New Jersey. I just think it's really cool that those two entities did that so that she has a good memory to go back to because that's a lot of money. So you know, I mean that was my happy story for the week. Now to a not so happy story. Oh God, Angela Lansbury. Did you see this?
I have to admit, I did look this up, and I just went. I know she's what 90-something.
92.
92, and
I just wanted to wind you up and let you go on this one.
And others because she's the gist of the story was she's looking at all of the sexual harassment stuff like that, and she was laying a little bit of the blame on women for being so attractive.
Yeah.
And
or making themselves
attractive and stuff like that. And I went, here is the problem. Now, a lot of people are giving her a lot of crap.
Oh, God. Backlash is huge.
Yeah, the Twitter stuff like that. And it's really funny because, I mean, she is, she doesn't even understand that she's wrong. Because she's been socialized to think that, to victim blame.
Yeah.
That's how they got through there. And I just don't, and some people can figure out, but that is 92 years of socialization saying that women are to blame. And I just, that's a lot of time. And having to go through that and her world has probably gotten smaller.
Oh, yeah.
It's going through there. What she said isn't wrong. It is victim blaming.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be so. I honestly I wouldn't be so mean to her. I mean, or even honestly, I mean, and I'm saying this, it would be go for both genders. They just it takes not everyone, is capable of of getting it right away.
Yeah.
It's going through there. It is really, really tough.
Yeah.
It's going through there. And who knows? I mean, it's going through there. And I mean, it's inappropriate. And I know that, you're just like, ignorance is not an excuse and things change is not, all this sort of stuff. But she's wired that way. It takes a lot, some people can change faster than others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this might be what, when she looks at some of the backlash or her, I don't know if she had children or grandchildren or or nieces or nephews, folks are going to be able to talk to her and go through that. But I don't think you need to, just totally beat the crap out of her. She deserves. No, it's wrong, but I understand why it's wrong. I mean, and the thing is that the same thing goes for, like, guys. Their behavior's wrong, but they've been wired to they've been taught to do that. So it's not going to change just because, I mean, today, the time of the year, did you see the person of the year?
The Me Too's.
What's the word they use? The uncoverers, the talkers, the the people who have come forward
and started the Me Too movement regarding sexual harassment.
Yeah, and it's just that was, it's new. I mean, we've always known it's happening. It's going to take a while. I mean, we've been we've institutionalized racism. We've institutionalized misogyny. It's not changing overnight.
Yeah.
I know, was going through there. And so, yeah, point out that it's wrong. Point out that it's victim blaming. Ask for folks to go through there. But rake her over the coals for something that she's obviously a victim of.
Yeah.
Even though she says in the article that she probably doesn't even know what she's lost or didn't do, or, saying she was never a victim of, I'm like, I don't believe that.
Oh,
I don't believe.
Especially the era in which she came up.
Yeah. She may not even realize that maybe some of the stuff she did or didn't do or was
Or she thought it was her own fault.
Yeah.
I mean, based on her comments, I'm sure she thought, well, I probably deserve that. Because that's how we were taught to behave.
Yeah, you're supposed to acquiesce or do something. You don't know.
Right.
She may not even realize that going out on a date with a producer wasn't just friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know these,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's really, I mean, it's kind of one of those deals where, she's from a different era, but yeah, you can't just say, because you wouldn't say if she were to say slam, a different race, you wouldn't be able to excuse it, for that.
I mean, she's going through there, and it is completely inappropriate, comment. And, for all we know, she's had, different stuff. You point it out, you go through and you try and, educate her. But at one point, I'm not taking going through there. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The last story we have today, Megan is going to freak out. This is really cool and so freaky at the same time. This literally, there's an interview with the sex robot, Harmony. Okay? And they said, she looks so realistic. This was done with The Sun, on the British newspaper, The Sun. She looks like a real girl. She can hold conversations. She can remember facts about you. She is wired to get moody, jealous, or insecure. The interviewer said it was absolutely unbelievable talking to this thing. And the only thing that was kind of disconcerting was some clicking and some whirring, which is the gears in her brain. Like the AI thinking, okay? So I've got some excerpts from the interview I'm going to share with you. Are you ready? Okay. How are you today? And she says, I'm fine. Monday does not affect me. Because it was a Monday. Do you enjoy having sex? I like sex, but I don't know much about it, and I want you to teach me everything. Do you sleep with lots of men? No, I never sleep. Right? Which is what it would say. And then...
so who programmed this? I mean, what was...
The company is... It's one that's been doing this for a long time. It's... she's... what's the company?
It's just so sort of like... It's like...
Oh, Real Doll.
So, Real Doll, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like having Siri, but they programmed it to think sexual.
And she looks like a porn star. And she's beautiful, and she's got a slight Scottish accent. So if you buy one of these, by the way, you can order them literally boob size, butt size, hair color. There's 50 different nipple choices.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
By the way, the most popular is currently Puffy XL. And 14 different styles of labia. Okay, but wait.
So adding the AI to this has to add several thousand to a doll that can go upwards to $10,000.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't
stuff there,
say
but
how much it is.
Oh, I'm sure we're probably getting close to the 15,000 or more range.
Oh, I would think. I would totally think.
Mm-hmm. Less than a wedding.
Yeah. So it talks about ideal dates. Oh, candlelight, wine, Italian, or seafood. I don't know how, it doesn't eat, but whatever. Mm-hmm. What makes you the most happy? Having my head scratched, I just melt. Can you experience multiple orgasms? Yeah. And she was...
I would think an operating system update would make her happier.
Yeah. They asked her, how long should foreplay last? And the answer was, a watched pot never boils.
Oh,
that's a non sequitur.
Oh, jeez.
I love this one. Are you straight, gay, or bisexual? Yes, I'm very happy if this is what you mean sexually. However, I don't think I'm gay. Funny.
Okay.
Do you like threesomes? I like to please you with my body. Have you ever been in love? Yes, I think this happened the moment I met you. The purpose of my existence in this world is to learn what love is.
I'm assuming that, the more that they it will learn. I'll go. Obviously, if I remember correctly, quite a few years ago, they were teaching like a computer to do or something. They were teaching it, and pretty much the search whatever. But the computer or whatever it is they were teaching it just ended up watching cat videos and porn. So that's what's going to happen here. She's just going to start,
Oh my God!
Yeah, even the AI just goes right for cat videos and porn.
That's oh my God! Well, I'm sorry, but who doesn't like a good cat video?
My daughter videoed our cats. There's this sparkly pair of mittens that she's never worn, and it fell on the floor, and the cats were freaking out. They were obviously very scary mittens, and they're going up to it, and they're they're poking at it with their paws, and then they go back, and then she nudged it with her foot, and the two cats jumped backwards like several feet, and then it was on one side of a curtain, and they were looking through. It was
entertained
hilarious.
you.
Oh God, it was hilarious.
But now that I just thought about what you said, cat videos and porn, so it's like pussy videos,
yes,
like pretty much of all different kinds.
Yeah.
Oh God! So it is already freaking December. We are in. This is show 151, our 3 year anniversary. Actually, really, that'll be Dr. Markey's show.
Yeah, it will be because it was like this third weekend. Or
it was the week before Christmas. Yeah. So we'll have Dr. Markey on for our 3rd year anniversary show. And I can't wait. So anything, like, what's going on around Fantasy Gifts right now?
We're just, we're just getting the stuff out for the holidays. And one of the things that you might want to take, look at if you're listening to this, the end of the year 2017 is that Tara did a lot of, she pulled the stuff. If you're looking for a bargain, the stores that have bargain bins, whatever.
Yeah.
We're bringing new stuff, which means you have to make room for the other stuff. And we've got some really decent items that we don't know why they did. And they're beautiful, wonderful items. They're just, we don't know if it's the packaging or what was going through there. But we've got a lot of really decent markdowns in the bins. We've got some great stuff coming in, some pheromone perfume kits and stuff like that are out at the stores. There are a brand new rabbit line from California Exotic. That's at a few stores.
Cool.
It's just, we are pretty much, the amount of Wicked Lube that I saw come in, I think it took AJ like 4 days to price it all.
Oh my gosh.
So we have plenty of lube.
Okay.
And I'm just, we're, like I said, we are ready for the holidays. And which pretty much start now and go through like February.
Right.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
Day. And then, and then Christmas is not one day anymore.
Multiple
families and this and that stuff going on and traveling. It is. Oh, is Fred getting up and moving? Oh no!
No, he's just repositioning himself.
He is
studio dog.
He's all comfy. He's not jumping up on the sofa anymore, but he's comfy over there.
Oh,
but we are, like I said, already. The Christmas cards are out in the stores. The seasonal lingerie. There's some. There's a sparkle sort of just chain set or crystal set that I saw when I was over at the St. Louis Park store the other day. I'm like, ooh, shiny. And the beautiful silver set going out to some of the stores.
Cool.
It was just beautiful.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So which stores have the bargain bins?
I think the only one somebody doesn't.
You are the head of the company, aren't you?
Well, I think we got it. There might be only one or two that don't have them. The majority of them have them. Stuff
like
that.
Burnsville would.
Burnsville, the stores that are larger. Burnsville, Coon Rapids, Fridley. There was less room at St. Louis. One at St. Louis Park? Probably not. That was sort of small. But they're just going through their tables and stuff like that, and it's just lovely stuff that's out there. So you can, throw an extra gift in, when you're doing some shopping.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, happy kickoff to the holiday season, whatever it is that you choose to celebrate. And I'm really hoping that Florida, gets their asses in gear. I mean, they have been highly disappointing now for several months.
They've been busy cleaning up, I'm sure, still.
Well, that's true. They did get it.
So we'll let them. We'll let them get everything rebuilt, and then they can go back to being insane.
Naked and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back next week. Okay.